On this week's episode, the Evolve magazine nears completion, the world's most expensive NFT has just been sold, and we shit on Bandcamp for half an hour.
And of course, we've got our big interview with dream punk legend Remember coming up. And first, the start of the show, this is his own drum and bass remix of his signature tune, Love Me.
That and more, plus our demo segment, right after this.
If money is evil, then that building is hell. This is the most obnoxious group of money-hungry, low IQ, high-energy, jackrabbit, fucking wannabe, big-time, small-time, shit-talking, bothersome, irritating bunch of motherfuckers I have ever had to endure for more than 5 minutes.
The following announcement has been paid for by the Canvas World Order.
Saturday morning, you got your coffee and croissants ready. You know what that means. It's time for another weekly edition, a lovely Saturday morning edition of Canvas.
And it's raining as well.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Shiba33, joined as always by Lucid. How you doing, man?
Yo, I'm pretty good, yeah.
And we've got the news hitting you. First things first.
Straight into the news, yeah.
Yeah, why not? I haven't got anything that I really want to talk about. I'm just kind of coming around Saturday morning, ice water.
Well, I know,
white rice.
I know what's worth talking about. That's Evolve magazine. Obviously,
Go on.
we announced it last week. We spoke about it on the show at length, but it is, it's Saturday morning. That means you've got like 2 days left if you're actually listening to this on Saturday morning, the 30th of October.
Yeah.
So you've got like 2 days left to subscribe to ensure that you get issue 1, and all that's going to come with the first month of Evolve. So the mystery CD, NFTs, all that stuff.
Time's running out, y'all. If you want to get issue 1 of Evolve, you got to get on it quick.
Yeah.
One thing I didn't expect actually with the magazine is just how many people were hyped for it. Like, and just in like DMs and like messages and stuff. I've like, there's a lot of people who are like really looking forward to this thing.
Yeah,
So-
like we've seen the amount of subscribers that the magazine's had, and it's like completely defied all expectations.
It's like it's almost triple what we thought like we were originally going to get. So
It's like triple the high end like liberal estimate.
Yeah.
It's like almost 10 times the conservative estimate.
it's just
so,
nuts.
Yeah, the hype is on there, so hopefully the magazine will meet expectation. Like I still haven't seen a lot of it. I still need to go through and read a lot of it. We've got the whole Evolve team working on it.
Breakneck,
and I guess
absolutely
like
breakneck.
yeah, it's like today is the day for the deadline and everything. So that makes the day kind of interesting. So we're starting off casual with a podcast.
Yeah, and then we're gonna get right into the thick of it, so to speak. But before we get there, we've got the rest of the news to get through.
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest one was probably that NFT sale that happened. That was like bigger than like any art that's been sold ever. It's like what?
Yeah, so last night it was, or 2 nights ago, one of the CryptoPunks. Do you know what CryptoPunks are?
Those like pixel art figures,
Right,
aren't
yeah,
they?
yeah. So there's like there's 10,000 of them or so, I think. Just like various different like humanoid shapes, I guess, drawn in pixel art, and because they're some of the earliest NFTs and some of the most hyped NFTs, they end up going for quite a lot of money. So CryptoPunk 9998 actually sold for over $500 million the other night in Ethereum.
Insane.
Yeah, but it's before you get too hyped on that though, it actually turned out it was just a sort of rigged sale to create some hype around it, because
Wait, what?
yeah, it was the person who sold it essentially bought it from himself in a sense. If that
Oh
makes
come on, man!
yeah.
That doesn't count.
That's crypto for you, I guess. But yeah, nonetheless, it's like 500 million's fucking insane. Just having that kind of well, it's not really
Money to
cash as
throw
such,
around, I
yeah,
suppose.
just having that kind of money, yeah, is pretty.
That's just
intense.
insane, though.
$500 million on a fucking
Pixel art figure.
pixel art, yeah. And you know what? I've been thinking a lot about music and NFTs, and I guess we'll talk about that later in the show after we've interviewed Remember.
9-year-old me making pixel art on his computer could never imagine that pixel art would sell for $500 million.
Yeah, see, if you stuck the course of that, you could have been making millions right now. Speaking of which, fucking pixel art is making absolute shitloads on NFTs right now. Like he's blown.
Is he
up
just
big
making
time.
total bank?
Yeah, just week after week, he's getting bigger. Like he's legit one of the biggest artists in the NFT world right now, I think. Like I know,
That's
like
insane.
I remember, you know, just like a year ago, he'd put out a tweet and he wouldn't really get more than like 10 likes or retweets. Now, like, as soon as he drops a tweet, he has like fucking dozens of people like replying in seconds. He's getting hundreds of likes and retweets. You know, his NFTs are just going through the roof. So
Has he got a bit of an NFT cult going on?
yeah. You know,
That's-
but fair play to him. I was actually
Yeah.
chatting to him the other day. We're going to be doing some interesting stuff with him soon.
We've got something lined up there. Keep your eyes
Yeah.
peeled. In other news, we've got Facebook changing its name to Meta because apparently fucking
Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg wants to focus more on the metaverse than on the real world.
So what is this
So-
metaverse? Can you explain that a little bit? Because I saw it, but I didn't really like look at it properly.
So, like, the whole concept actually goes back to a NATO document that came out like a few months ago, where they were talking about how all your online data would be part of like what they call your digital twin, where it's essentially like a digital replica of you using all your data that you've put into the internet over decades or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And so, what the metaverse is sort of like, I guess, a virtual universe within which your sort of metaverse self, your digital twin, lives, and it's sort of like a place to like interact with friends. It's like a social network for your digital twin,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Which is-
why is that any different than like Second Life or what's the other thing? What was the other thing with the fucking Ugandan knuckles a few years
VR
ago?
chat.
VR chat, yeah. Like, is it any different from VR chat or Second Life or anything like that?
I think because it's like Facebook who are making it, they're trying to make it as like fucking boring as possible.
Well, that's even worse. Like, is anyone actually going to use it?
I think they're gonna push it anyway because like the fact that it was in a NATO document first and then Mark Zuckerberg did it. Of
So
all
it's like
people.
so is it like a 3D world that you walk around in?
As far as I'm aware, it can be.
Like a
I mean,
sort
like
of
that was
video
like
game.
like the visuals that in the presentation was like
Right,
Mark
yeah,
Zuckerberg
yeah.
like.
Yeah, I
Going
saw
into, like,
that.
this
Like,
digital space.
I saw him do, like where he becomes the 3D avatar of himself, and then he goes into like some spaceship with like a bunch of other like geeks. Just.
I
know.
think the main thing to note here is that we're not 100% sure on what the fuck Meta's supposed to be.
That, you know what?
And I don't
like,
think the people
yeah.
that work at Meta are even 100% sure of what Meta's supposed to be.
Like, I think the name
'Cause-
change is fine because, like, you know, my thoughts on the name change without like Facebook is obviously gonna die out eventually because like the entire Facebook audience are, you know, the 60+ generation, you know, boomers and so on.
Parents and grandparents who never
Right,
learned
yeah,
how
like
to use anything
nobody
else.
else really uses it. I mean, the only other thing people use it for is groups, which is sort of like a Reddit alternative. It's like, you know, second rate Reddit, I guess. Not that Reddit's even
Third rate
being
Reddit,
called,
second rate
yeah.
Reddit.
Second rate Reddit is just Reddit. Yeah, I mean,
Nothing about Reddit is first rate.
No, not at all. But yeah, I think, you know, the name change makes sense because they probably realise as a company that Facebook itself is probably going to die out, and, you know, Instagram is probably in the long term going to be a bigger asset than Facebook itself for that like corporation. So it makes sense for them to get rid of the name Facebook out of the name now. And, you know, sort of like the way Google.
What do you think of the logo
Alphabet.
change?
Oh, the infinity logo.
Yeah. Did that ruffle your jimmies any?
I mean, I don't want to get into a big philosophical maths discussion right now, to be honest. But
Okay, but what about just the sheer audacity of the company to put a fucking infinity symbol as their logo?
yeah, I mean, you know, I guess it shows what their intent is, like to reach all of the infinite, as people seem to believe in. This like
The
ridiculous-
continualization of the ridiculous.
yeah, like mythology that people believe in, infinity.
All kinds of shit. Speaking of mythology, Ethereum broke its all-time high.
Yeah, it just, you know, just like Bitcoin did a couple of weeks ago or a week ago, I can't remember now Ethereum has too. Bitcoin's dipped since it broke its all-time high, but I guess that's to be expected. We'll probably see a sharp rise up soon, I'd expect. Not financial
And
advice, I
rounding
guess
up.
you have to say.
Yeah, like, I mean, cryptocurrency is just fancy numbers on a screen. So there we go. And rounding up the news with all the music shit, Cyberfrenic's got a live show. Soundgam's got an album on Pure Life. And you've got a CD, and Inertia has got a CD too, and they're on pre-order right now on Dream.
Yeah, I guess we should have led them with that news, since that's like the big news for Dream Catalogue.
Well, we're finishing off with it, so
And
let's go over these fucking
Alright,
CDs.
okay.
Let's hit these.
Yeah, so we got Evo 3 and Evo 4 coming out on November the 3rd and November the 4th respectively. So Evo 3 is Inertia Eyes with his debut album, which is, a pretty nice lo-fi techno.
Self-titled debut album.
Yeah, stylish, London vibes, classic Nicole, I guess.
Everything you'd expect from Nicole, just the highest fucking quality standards you've seen out of anybody.
Yeah,
Production's top-notch, artwork's top-notch, it's just...
Nice. And then HKX Sangam with Upgrade Yourself, which is like... Do you want me to talk about the album a bit, or...?
Yeah, well, let's get into it.
Yeah, so I guess
We've got
like
a few minutes,
the album is sort of, it's almost like a concept album in a way. Or it's more of a thematic album than a concept album, because it hasn't really got a narrative as such. But like the theme is the idea of how we're going from, the age of humans into the age of post-humans now. There's no real like way back from, there's no real way back to humanity, I guess.
No.
We're post-human now, and like the album's sort of like a meditation on that idea.
Yeah, I think
positives,
Humans
negatives,
2.0 is coming to an end now, and we're gonna see Humans 3.0.
Oh, were we already on 2.0? Yeah, I don't even.
Yeah, like 1.0 was like when we were like in prehistoric times, we were like banging rocks together and shit.
Right.
So 2.0 was like, Industrial Revolution and all that. And now 3.0 is like we fucking upload our consciousness to the internet and we all just become digital beings in the metaverse.
So I guess like
There you go.
Mark Zuckerberg wants to take.
I have the
control.
monopoly on that.
Right, yeah.
He sees the same sort of future vision that everyone else who's.
Well,
like,
that's the thing.
strict-
Like he like that to think like that is still thinking in terms of Web 2.0, I guess. Like, whereas Web 3. What's proven successful in Web 3 is, I guess, the opposite of that, decentralization and so on. Although, it's arguable whether a lot of crypto is actually decentralized or not.
Well,
some that
crypto's a wild
posits
west,
to
so,
doesn't it?
like,
Yeah, I mean,
there's
it's
no
certainly a
real
Wild
rules
West.
that can be put onto crypto other than it exists. Beyond that,
Yeah.
it's just,
For
you're
now.
shooting blind.
Yeah, for now anyway.
You cowboys out there. And here's a song for cowboys. This is Remember with Aquamarine.
Baby
I heard like
biscuits.
baby, is it like baby crisps are quite nice as well, or something like that? Like
Yeah, like baby crisps, baby biscuits. They're like really low in salt and sugar, but they taste like, pretty good. So it's like a lot healthier. The ingredients tend to be, healthier too. So if you want like a little biscuit with your coffee, like I've got here, I've got a little gingerbread man. It's only like 25 calories because it's very low sugar. So it's pretty nice.
life hacks.
Yeah. So check out the baby section for some baby biscuits next time you want a biscuit. So what's going on, Jude?
What's going on? Not much. Just I finished an album this week.
Nice. For Dream Catalogue, I trust.
It's the Pure Life album.
Oh, right.
Finished. Although that track I sent you yesterday, I didn't actually reply. You can have that as a single if you want it.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I have no plans for it.
I was just about to call you a traitor then, but you've made up for it.
To be fair, this album was planned after the closure of Dream Catalogue.
Yeah, makes
for
sense.
This time or whatever it was. So
Yeah, to be like I've got a fucking album coming out with Kagami. Like that was planned out while Dreamcat was closed. So like we're not stabbing you in the back. We're stabbing. We didn't have a
wait. That was planned out when Dreamcat was closed. So you mean that was planned out when I had my beef with Kagami?
Yes.
So, talk about traitors. But yeah, me and Kagami are fine now. So all good.
it's all good.
You lucked out there.
exactly.
Why? So would I have to fire you again?
Have you read the fucking NATO documents yet?
What?
The ones that have come out about tech trends 2020 to 2040. That shit's scary, bro. They're talking about like fucking quantum AI.
How are we going on from like I literally just woke up like 15 minutes ago.
Same. I am sleep deprived and I'm carrying a podcast on my
like NATO documents, please. Keep it
It's getting the cogs turning.
Okay, let's keep the conversation on fucking baby biscuits then.
So I've got a new album. I start a new job on Monday, which is fun.
Fun.
Well, it's a job's a job, isn't it? Something new. What else have I been doing? Bashing Audius on Twitter, writing a end of music paper. All the usual stuff.
Get into that actually, because like I don't know like the full width and breadth of like the whole Audius scam, but you have spelt it out pretty obviously. It is a scam, so just like get into me like the details of that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna tread lightly and say like I don't know if it's a scam. I mean, I'll say it like I joke about it, but it's I'm a little unsure as of right now what's going on with it. It just doesn't whatever it is. It doesn't seem right, and I think they are being purposefully vague about what they're doing. I don't, for whatever reason, I don't know, but more and more as every day goes by, people are like sort of waking up to it. Especially if you look on like the Audius subreddit, you're like there are more and more posts of people who are like a bit sketched out by it all. I know David thinks that it's not necessarily a scam and it's just stupid people running the service or whatever, but
yeah, like I mean that's what I thought, but now I'm starting to think it is a bit of a scam. I mean, it's not scamming the users as such, because like if you're just like uploading music, like how are you getting scammed? Right?
Yeah, I mean it's not a scam in the sense that I'm not losing anything. It's a scam in the sense that they were promising stuff that I don't think's ever going to happen.
No.
I think they're promising now. I think they're trying to push a different product than what people initially signing up for.
Yeah.
Because I remember when you signed up, ages and ages ago, I assume, and then I only heard about it last year because of you saying that you got a fat payout from them.
Yeah, I got a proper big airdrop for being one of the earliest users.
Yeah, and I didn't even know what it was. I was like, okay, we'll look into it.
Not as much as Apollo Trevant got though.
No, he made bank.
You know what though? You know what's funny about that? Like he sold all of his at like 10 cents, and it went up to like $4 at its peak. So if he'd held on, he could have had like he made like $20,000 or something off his payout off his drop, and he sold it all at 10 cents. Like if he'd held on, he would have had. So when it got to $1, he would have had
$800,000.
Hold on,
$800,000. I just ran the math in my head.
Yeah, there you go, 800,000. Yeah, so that's kind of
still though. That's insane. Yeah. But yeah, when you like sort of told me about it, I looked into it, and like on paper it sounds really cool, right? Like it's a blockchain based streaming service. It's like it kind of gives power back to the user, and then obviously there was the whole idea of that your interaction with it is how you can monetize from it essentially. So it wasn't just uploading stuff and getting plays off it. It was if you were sharing playlists and liking other people's stuff, and so it did seem like something quite good on paper. Even, I mean, it ran really badly then though. Like uploading to it was a nightmare.
Oh yeah, I remember fucking all those headaches.
It hated WAV files, like obviously because they are quite big anyway. But it hated them. Like I had to upload everything to in MP3, and then I just kind of forgot about it for a while, and then I tuned back in when they announced that they were doing the trending lists. That you got paid like an unknown amount of audio coins for getting in the top 5 trending lists.
Yeah,
which just seems so like, especially when no one else has been, other than the airdrop people, no one's made a cent from it or a penny or whatever. It just seemed like the complete opposite of what they were trying to promote, especially when they were like saying, "Oh, it's for the little people," it's like for the independents and stuff. And most people in those trending lists are already well established mainstream, sort of artists. So I don't know. Just as time gone on, it's just become more and more scammy. Essentially,
yeah. I think like the real people who are getting scammed, if anyone, though, are the investors that they've brought on board. Like I know Katy Perry was one of the big names. So obviously, like they will have gone round, like the music world to various like agents and such, and hit up those type of people. And like,
yeah, but and in a way, they are now representing your music. Do you know what I mean? Like, because they're like, they've invested a big amount of money into the service, and they, not that they're like a shareholder in it, but like their names attached to it now. And like, here we go. We've got Katy Perry, Nas, the Chainsmokers, Jason Derulo, for crying out loud. Like, I don't want these people representing my music. Do you know what I mean? Like,
what do you mean you don't want your music represented by Katy Perry and Jason Derulo? These are like clearly like the only person you could have that would be above that would be Soulja Boy.
Soulja Boy.
Yeah, but Soulja Boy is not legit into crypto. So that's the funny thing.
Yeah, but like legit, me and HKE were like talking about this like a few days ago. We were saying like I don't know why I did that. But we were talking about, like, remember this? We were talking about a few days ago how, like, Soulja Boy was, like, the original masturbator.
Oh, right.
And by that, I mean, like
sorry, I misunderstood what you were saying.
Yeah, that's why I paused. I left a pause there so you could
comic pause.
Yeah. Yes, it's the
Okay.
Osho effect. You have to be very effective with your timing. But yeah, Soulja Boy was the original.
What that means, since probably nobody got it.
Okay, so if you listen to a meditation talk,
no, not the
by
Osho, the
Osho.
masturbator joke.
Okay,
Like most people are still thinking, like, what the fuck is he going on about?
Right. So most people don't understand the concept of bait, but if anyone has been on 4chan or done enough internet trolling for a time, you know what baiting is. You put out content that's deliberately intended to attract certain people by hook or by crook, and there's techniques that are used for this. It's a lot of like social psychology. It's a lot of figuring out how the internet would react in certain situations. But Soulja Boy was the first person who like truly figured out how to like manipulate the internet in order to gain fame and fortune.
It's
in
a
a
bit
sense.
much, isn't it? Soldier Boy was the first person to figure out how to manipulate the internet. He couldn't.
No, I mean like the whole YouTube infrastructure. Like he was the first person who came
No,
from
he
like
wasn't.
fuck all.
No, he wasn't.
Okay, name one other person who's
He did it significantly. I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to say he's the very first, though. That's pretty absurd.
Okay, but like there's not many other artists who are going today who had their start
Yeah, but you said
way
person,
back.
not artist, so it could have been like... I thought you meant like literally anyone on the history of the internet.
Okay, well, much like with how I talk, I clarify as I go. It works itself out.
All right.
We're getting to the point here.
All right,
Soldier Boy figured out
Right.
the
I mean,
YouTube
like at this
system.
point, you've like over-explained it. Like you just needed to just say I meant like a pun on the word bait.
I think that's all it needed to be.
Yeah, we did.
I'm getting into a deep philosophical conversation about Soldier Boy here.
Yeah, what were we talking about?
Audio.
Audience, right? Yeah.
Audience being a scam.
No, like, again, I'll use the word scam lightly because who knows? Maybe in like a year's time it'll be what they said it was going to be. But
I doubt it.
I find it funny though because just looking at one of this Rolling Stone article, one of the investors was Mike Shinoda from Linkin Park. He was also one of the people that was consistently in the trending charts, earning this audio reward stuff. So I don't know, man. It just reeks of.
No, that's a bit scummy for sure.
Yeah, 100%. It just reeks of. And Steve Aoki as well. He was definitely in the trending charts a few times as well. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just reeks of.
I mean, like in my opinion, like it still has the makings of something that could work if like the right ideas are put into it. Like particularly if they go the route of NFTs, like that's what it should really be about at this point. It shouldn't be about, like trying to just be a SoundCloud replicant. Because like, who even wants SoundCloud now? Like, who cares? Like everyone's got Spotify and YouTube and shit. We don't need SoundCloud really.
Unless you're coming through with some sort of major benefit. But right now they're not offering any major benefit. If anything, like you might as well just put your stuff on Spotify because like obviously one of the Reddit sort of moderators before I was banned for a while from the audio subreddit, he replied like really passive aggressively, and he was like, well, you're probably not going to be making much money anyway, even if you were going to be making money on Audius, which is probably true, but that's not the point.
Right.
It's like I could go to Spotify and earn half a penny from like however many streams, or I could put it on Audius and earn nothing. So I don't, and Spotify has the means for me to reach a bigger audience anyway. So what's my benefit then over using something else than Audius, especially at the moment? Maybe that'll change, but I don't know. I've just kind of been not exposing it, but I've just been posting bits on Twitter over the past sort of month or two about bits that I think are a little interesting. So if anyone wants to go and have a look at that, then
maybe that should be a big new career change for you, going to sort of like journalism against the scummy crypto organizations.
There's plenty of those.
Scams everywhere.
Like that's one thing that I think's become kind of obvious as I've looked into crypto is that how much of a fucking Wild West it is.
Yeah, it's like the old internet in a way. It's like that same kind of spirit.
Yeah. I didn't realize that kind of energy was even still present in the online sphere. To be honest.
Anything to exploit will be exploited at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? So it's just another avenue as the normal internet gets sort of tightened up, where these things get harder and harder, and but then something new comes along, and people that are using it for the first time may not necessarily understand it like fully. Like if you want to get into the NFT space, you can have like a really basic understanding of it. Like I would say I have a basic understanding of it. I'm no expert in it, but it is something I'm interested in, and I kind of am trying to get involved with. But there are going to be plenty of people like me who maybe are artists or anyone just trying to get involved in this sort of world that just don't understand where they could be manipulated or taken advantage of or something like that. So
Yeah.
I think as time will goes on, and we sort of, as people become, savvy to it, I think they'll probably change. But right,
It's a learning experience for sure.
Yeah, right now I think you're quite right. It's a bit of a wild west, and unfortunately, people will be made to look like mugs in some instances. But like you say, we'll just have to see what happens.
Isn't there like a bunch of examples about like cryptocurrencies like starting up, getting a bunch of investment, and then like saying, "Oh, we're not even going to launch anyway." I swear there's been like quite a few examples of like shit like
I think
that.
I'd read a few stories of something like that where people have invested into something and they just basically ran off with the money, essentially.
Yeah.
Which I feared the worst of when with Audius, but I don't think.
I think that like Web 3.0 in the beginning is going to be like super fucking interesting, because like what crypto proves is that kind of like chaos energy that has always been on the internet is still like alive and kicking.
Mm-hmm.
And so as Web 3.0 moves into all these sorts of new formats and new expressions of style and shit, that chaos energy is also going to manifest, and you're going to see shit getting crazy, especially as like people really start to take advantage of what Web 3.0 can actually offer.
Well, that's what we're in right now. That we're in the beginning stages of that, like right now.
Yeah, just the beginning though. But like
NFTs have proven that this year for sure.
Yeah, it's just the beginning though. Like, give it another year or two, and this shit's gonna be fucking insane. And I'm really like interested to see where this goes, to be honest, because there's so much energy.
I've been trying to tell you for like the past year and a half, but you didn't listen.
Well, I'm listening now. Okay, I'm listening now.
Not that somebody else said it.
The internet was invented in fucking 1992. I didn't get on it until 2003. I figured it out eventually. We got there. Just took some time.
Was you even born in 1992?
No, I wasn't. You see, it took me 5 years to even get out of the womb. You see, I'm working behind schedule. I've got to catch up. We'll get there eventually.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting. Like I say, it's something I'm not going to say I have like a huge passion for NFTs. I am interested in it. I kind of follow it somewhat. I'm interested to see where it goes, because I think it is going to be like as David said, if Audius go down that route, then it would be like a massive game changer, I think, for the average sort of artist, creative, whatever you want to say, because it does provide a new level of what's the word I'm looking for? You are cutting out a lot of crap, when it comes to say buying music, streaming music, and owning quote unquote owning music. Not that I don't think that really exists anymore, but not to the extent that it used to. But who knows? We'll have to see. We'll have to see.
I think what we're seeing over time is the simplification of how easy it is to listen to music. Like, especially one thing that makes me realize this is TikTok, because like the moment you open that app, you are bombarded with shit. So literally all that people need to do is press a button, and they've got fucking Belle Delphine or whatever the fuck. I think we need like a musical equivalent of that. We need something where a person can just press a button and they can just hear music that they like. I think
like that's the opposite of what I want, to be honest. Like,
well,
I'll explain why, because like that kind of like TikTok and stuff, like the whole algorithm thing, like I'm really bored of it. Like, the one thing I'd say that's good about Audius is actually there's no algorithm shit. You just like search for things through hashtags, and I like much prefer that right now. I'm really bored of algorithm. So
yeah, but the direction that TikTok and these apps are kind of taking us, and that the world seems to be fine with following, by the way. People watching TikTok has overpassed the amount of people watching YouTube. For example.
Yeah, but like TikTok only works because it's got an algorithm built into it, whereas that wouldn't really work with. You wouldn't have that TikTok style without an algorithm.
I'm pretty sure there are ways to figure it out. But I'm saying that, like, in terms of music consumption, we're like seeing it become easier over time, and like the progression of that is eventually you press a button.
Like, if you open up Spotify and you go, like, I've just got it open now, and you go to like Well, they already do like the daily mix stuff, right? I don't know if you use Spotify, Shima.
Yeah.
Yes.
They have the daily mixes, which are like 6 playlists that change every day, and they're all kind of each one has kind of like a sort of common theme. They're not always like spot on, but each one like will have like a certain sound or collection of artists. So it's already kind of putting that on you in a way. Obviously, you can then go into it and pick whatever songs you want to listen to, or just not listen to it at all. But it is kind of there already in a way. It's not the same as TikTok where it's like basically bombarded on you. But yeah, I guess it's that middle ground though, isn't it? Like, do you really want to just open up something and it just instantly starts playing music at you? I don't know.
Yeah, like I'm just like really bored of the whole like algorithm and machine learning stuff. It's just like made the internet so it just makes it feel so small. Like whereas the internet used to feel a lot bigger.
I mean, and in fairness as well, you're coming from a perspective of you've been a label owner for like the last 7 years.
Yeah.
So, or 8 years or whatever. So it's like you are someone who is basically in the game of curation, like
right. Yeah. So yeah, it's like yeah, right. So the
algorithm's kind of like pissing on your parade in a way.
Yeah.
For you.
Yeah, exactly. That's the enemy.
Yeah. I've never really thought about
nor have I. That's like a really like interesting point actually. But that's the thing. That's one of the things that's most annoying about it. Like, how many times have you loaded up, say, like YouTube, and put on like some music from like the dream punk scene, for example. And then within like 3 videos, you're on like a luxury elite video or something of that nature. Like some generic vaporwave. Not to slam on luxury elite, but it's not really like the type of music that we make. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah. To be fair, the YouTube recommendation system over the years has just got progressively worse to the point where I just don't use it anymore.
Definitely.
Like a long time ago, you used to be able to put like an album on, and every recommendation in the sidebar was something like close to it. Whereas now it's just like it just doesn't do that anymore. It just does a roundup.
Yeah, the
of loads of
algorithm's
random
got
shit.
dumber. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just really annoying. Really, really annoying. I spent a long time because YouTube used to be like I still don't really like it. Like I use it a lot, like watch hours of YouTube a week, but like not. I don't do it on the algorithm sort of thing anymore. I usually just it's a very much a search and find sort of situation for me now because I just hate the algorithm that it uses. It never finds anything that is even remotely related to what I want to watch or you're interested in or trying to find.
I'm the same. I just pretty much stopped using YouTube in the last few years. I used to be like someone who checked YouTube every day, and now these days it's just like I don't really do that anymore. It's not a habit of mine to go to YouTube anymore because there's nothing on there that I want to really see at this point.
I'm still stuck in that habit, but I'm slowly sort of training myself out of it because I'm realizing that like the website itself is just like turning to shit pretty much. Like recommendations suck, the videos suck.
Yeah,
people who run the site
again.
suck.
I think it's Web 2.0 again. It's old. Like we don't.
Yeah.
We've Web 3's coming along and changing the game in so many ways, and that's where like all the, smart and creative people have had it too now. So,
I'm also just really wary of like it's gotten to the point where I'm really wary of like clicking on YouTube links that people send me, only because if I open it and watch it, that just gets now stuck into the algorithm and it will just start recommending me stuff like that. when I don't necessarily want that. Like it could be something like oh, someone sent me a track, but it's from a genre that I'm not really like into, or like a video game thing. Like, I don't want that in my YouTube recs at all. But if I click on it, it'll latch onto it because it's different. It's different to what I usually watch. So it's like, okay, now we'll whack that into the pot. Just like, no, go away. I don't want it. Like,
So how I get around that is I actually have 2 web browsers. I have Chrome and I have Firefox. And in my Chrome is where I do all my YouTube shit. And then in Firefox, I'm not logged in at all. So like, there's no algorithm there to track me. And like anything that anyone sends, I just listen to it on. I'm like
annoying is I shouldn't have to do that.
Well. No, you absolutely shouldn't. You shouldn't. It's bullshit. But like, this is the system that we're in because YouTube sucks so much.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So silly.
So,
Yeah, we're
Jude,
gonna come up
why
with some
don't you
kinda-
why don't you tell us about your new album a little bit?
Yeah, can do. Let me think. So, obviously, I put out the Deep Dive album last year, which I thought was pretty good. I think it was like one of my better works that I'd done.
Yeah, I really liked that one.
It was just a bit darker and a bit sort of. I just wanted to up my game a little bit, and I only made it in 2 weeks, which was unusual for me because I don't really tend to make anything quickly. I'm very slow.
Yeah.
I made it because I think it was the second live wire. I think
Yeah, it was Livewire, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and it had a 2 week deadline, and then I thought, I'm going to make all 100% brand new music for it, and then put it out as an album. I wanted to kind of do that again, that sort of style, but not. I thought that album was quite dark. I didn't want to do something as dark, so something with the sort of variety, but something that wasn't. It was a bit more easily listening. So I've kind of just gone down that route. It's a lot of I'm trying to think. So there's some like breakbeaty stuff on it. There's a techno track on it. It's just kind of a big melting pot, really. Just kind of.
Nice.
I didn't try to go in with any sort of plan. The only plan I did actually, I kind of ripped from you a little bit, is that I named the album and created the cover before I wrote anything.
Yeah.
Just to set out a sort of vibe. I didn't do what you do and like did a whole like track list and then like right to the track list, whatever. But yeah, I thought I would like see how that would work if I create the vibe first and then sort of write to it.
How did that go for you then?
You know what? I think it was. Yeah, it's different. It's definitely different because although I was writing to the vibe, I wasn't writing to the vibe of the tracks themselves. So I wasn't thinking, okay, this track's going to work well with this one. I was thinking this track's going to work with that cover. So maybe listening to it, it's probably not going to be the most cohesive thing I've ever done, but it definitely, it's a different way of working for sure. I'm excited to get it out there. I think I played one of the tracks on one of the live things. I've lost track of how many ones that we've done now. I think it was a Pure Life one potentially. Can't remember.
Speaking of which, how did the Pure Life show go?
Oh yeah, that was sick. It was really cool. It was nice to have like people that are actually into this stuff like in one place, and there was a lot of people as well. I was quite surprised with how many people actually came out. I think there must have been like 70 people the first night. I had to leave early on the second night, so I'm not 100% sure how many people ended up coming, but I left at about 9:30, 9:45, and it was pretty full. And and it was the glove that fits as well, so the venue.
Right, yeah.
So it was it was nice. It was cool to have like some really big visuals on as well. It's not really done that before. I played like a lot of completely unreleased stuff. Some of it was generative as well, which is something I've been messing around with. Just kind of like setting up synth patches and drum patches and kind of just letting them go to town and just.
Is that in Reactor?
Some of it, some of the synth stuff's in Reactor. Some of it's just sort of like Ableton, sort of Max for Live stuff. But yeah, it's a kind of like a new way of working because like if I run that project now like live, it all sounds slightly different to the one that was done there. So just provides a little extra sort of uniqueness to the experience.
I just had an interesting idea. Sometime in the next 5 years, we're going to reach a point where AI is generated in real time, and someone somewhere is going to do a live set where it's just the AI for 45 minutes.
Yeah,
they're just going to give it like parameters before the night. You're going to say, okay, I want a 45-minute house techno club DJ set, and then they're just going to run the AI, and it'll just do it for them.
Shima, I swear to God that you just think about AI constantly.
No, I'm tying this into the live show.
No, I know that, but like every single interview that we do, you always bring up a point about AI. Like you always manage
because it's very important.
Yeah.
It's very
it's
important.
interesting. Yeah.
Jeffrey
is
didn't seem
interesting.
too convinced by the whole AI stuff.
Did you
Yeah.
listen to that interview?
Yeah, I listened to it the other day. Yeah, it's quite strange to hear his voice, knowing that he's still a real person. Because for the first time,
Or maybe he's an
seemed-
AI and that was AI voice.
exactly. Who knows? Like that Google Assistant AI. I don't know if it's a thing yet, where like
Yeah, I
it
know
makes
what you
phone
mean.
calls for you and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gross. But yeah, no, it was cool, and I think it sets a good like the show set like a good foundation for anything that we can do now moving forward. Because although we've obviously had a Dream Catalogue show in the past, I think this was like the first show since we had that sort of real major sort of
Yeah, well,
dream
like, you know,
separation.
because we did, like, you know, the show at the Glove That Fits in 2019, so it was, like, the same venue and everything, but then, like, there was, like, COVID just 2 months later, because, you know, that felt, like, pretty big at the time, but then, like, COVID sort of, like, burst the bubble, but at the same
Oh, yeah,
time, you
big
know,
time.
that show, you know, we had, like, the flap sat as part of it and such. So,
I literally had like at the Pure Life show, I literally had like 3 or 4 people ask me about that, but they weren't there to experience it
Yeah.
themselves. They literally just heard about it. And they were like, "Yeah, I heard about
It
this
was just
crazy-"
me and Kano screaming into a microphone until our voices got hoarse for like half an hour. It was fantastic.
Yeah, that someone said. One of them was just like, "Yeah, I heard that they were like just playing feedback for like 5 minutes straight," and I was like,
So
yeah,
for people who don't know, like what it was you know, we'd booked this big show at the Glove That Fits, and you know there must have been like well over 100 people there that night, and I was like proper on some abstract, you know, kind of like wavelength at that time. So I thought rather than do, you know, just another live show off a USB stick, what I'm gonna do is actually just drop a mix that's been pre-made, the flap mega mix in full, just from beginning to end, and just like stand there and play with the filters basically, just as a sort of like statement against like how ridiculous live shows have become, in my opinion, or at least, you know, what I was thinking then.
it was definitely one of the most punk sets.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
ever
like
seen.
that was the thing. Like I got like Kano was there, Hard K, and Shima was there, so he, you know, Flapzilla obviously. So I got those two to like flap on the microphone, and I was like shouting some shit. So I think I opened the show by getting on the microphone and saying like, for all those who came expecting to see 2814 stuff, you know, fuck off or something like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember that. Something like that. And I just dropped right into the flap, like right after that.
Yeah, I remember that. That was...
Yeah, and then like the mic feedback was like going absolutely horrific. So like most of the
Oh yeah,
crowd
the mic barely fucking worked.
yeah, most of the crowd just filtered out because like it was just nothing but mic feedback.
and it was so loud. Like it was so like compared to everything else that was happening. Like I remember I dipped out about halfway through and I went upstairs to like the bar area, and it was still like I was downstairs. Like it was so loud, and the people on the bar were just kind of like, well, like just confused more than anything. But like I say, like at the Pure Life gig, I had like 3 or 4 people come up and ask me about it. Like, what was that flap set like? I heard like it was crazy.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
the like the promoter who we did that with back then said that was like the best thing that they'd ever seen at that venue. I don't know if he meant like actually the best or like the worst thing. That was the thing. Probably
I mean,
both.
either way, like it's quite a compliment in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
We gotta go back there. We gotta go back.
But yeah, I think moving forward, like having a show like that, like I say, it's the first one, but after COVID, so we've had like the Dream Punk algorithm separation, which is good, very big news. And again, not to hark on about it too much, there wasn't really that sort of didn't really feel like there was sort of much of a vaporwave audience there. if that makes. Not that I would be able to tell very well. I guess.
You know what? I've always thought that about the shows we've done in London. Like, there's never been like that vaporwave crowd there ever. It's always just been, you know, normal people, so to speak.
I don't know if that's because people who like that, like I don't know how many of these sort of vaporwave fans would go out to shows. Like I don't know if they just sort of,
especially in London.
I don't know how many of them would go out.
And I don't know if it's, but it's what like just talking to like because I spoke to quite a few people there. What it seemed like it's just sort of quite a general sort of music audience in the sense that these are just people that really like music and they're not like none of them were crazy fans. That's the interesting part as well. None of them were like die-hard dream punk sort of like nerds or anything. They were just like people that just enjoyed music. You know, and a big range of stuff as well, like just what people are into. So I get like I think that sets up nicely for what we could maybe do later on down the
sure. So what was it like to meet Panteray, the head of Pure Light?
If you want to hear the full 90-minute interview with Jude, sign up for our Patreon. It's patreon.com/EvolveMagUK.
Washed out by the rain.
So I put out a tweet yesterday. Because I just went on the front page of Bandcamp and I saw them proudly declaring fans have paid artists 822 million using Bandcamp and 16 million in the last 30 days alone. So, you know, this is like their way of saying, wow, you know, what a great service we've done for independent music and so forth. But then later I thought, are these numbers actually impressive? So, $822 million over a period of how long? What, like 12 years that Bandcamp has been going? Like most
When
people.
did Bandcamp first launch? I'll pull that up.
So I think Bandcamp started in 2008 or 2009, right? And it started as a sort of reaction to MySpace like falling apart, and this particularly MySpace music, because that's where like independent music culture was taking place for most of the mid 2000s, was through MySpace music. So that's why Bandcamp looks the way it looks like, because it was based off of MySpace. They just like literally just never updated the design since, so it still looks like fucking MySpace. So that alone tells you the type of people who are running this company. They're just like fucking morons, basically.
They haven't updated their web design in 13 years.
No, they're just lazy. Like, they've got a huge responsibility on their hands because they, you know, Bandcamp has taken over all of independent music culture, like worldwide, pretty much, especially online internet music culture in particular. So, you know, they've got a huge responsibility on their hands, and yet, you know, the fact that their website still looks like MySpace 12 years later just says everything. Anyway, so I was thinking about this number, 822 million over what, like 12 years. So let's even write off the first few years and just say like 822 million over the last 8 years, so 100 million a year. Is that actually impressive or not? So I looked up what was the sales volume for the last 30 days of the NFT marketplace in crypto, and can you guess like how much it was roughly?
I'd definitely say it'd be in the billions, because there's a lot of, you know,
Right.
NFTs and shit flying about.
Yeah.
I'd
Like
say...
just like, you know, just like we spoke about earlier, like the fucking fake like 500 million sale, that alone is like half of Bandcamp in, you know, 10 years.
But is that really a fair comparison, though?
Anyway, so let me give you the actual number. So in the last 30 days, the NFT market, like the sales volume, has been 2.34 billion just in the last 30 days, and the last 30 days of Bandcamp has been $16 million. So I don't know what's the percentage of that, like fractional, like minuscule.
Yeah, that makes it sound paltry, but is that like a fair comparison to make?
Why would you say it's an unfair comparison?
Because like NFTs is beyond just music, you know. It's art, it's culture. There's a scene around it. It's its own thing. It's tied in with crypto.
Well,
It's like its own unique element.
An NFT is a fungible token, right? So it's just like sort of a contract, a token that represents data that you can buy and sell, like, you know.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how like comparing the sales transactions.
So basically, well, like what the point with comparing it to Bandcamp is, obviously, like NFTs, like the main thing people have been using it for is selling digital art so far, but the concept of NFT is what's important, not like what's being sold on it. So on Bandcamp, when you buy an album on Bandcamp, you're essentially buying the rights to the album from Bandcamp itself as a sort of like centralized like web host. So like your ownership of that data is subject to Bandcamp essentially. Whereas with an NFT, what you're doing is you're actually sort of buying a contract that exists on a block, like a decentralized blockchain, or at least, you know, it's meant to be decentralized. It depends what blockchain it is even. Like it could be, Ethereum, Solana, whatever. We spoke about this kind of stuff before. I don't want to go into the technical details too much, but
I'm not wanting technical details. Are you realistically saying that Bandcamp could have been the size of the entire NFT market?
Oh, right here, right. If like Bandcamp actually fucking listened to anything I've said to them over the years, or like they paid attention to me, because like I don't just say this stuff out loud. Like I've emailed them things in the past and they just ignore me. And maybe people think I'm like, oh, a lot of people emailed them. Why would they, pay attention to you? Well, then, like, think about this, right? Dream Catalogue, as a record label, was probably like the first, like, legit big label on Bandcamp ever. Not the first big one on Bandcamp, but the first big one that came out of Bandcamp, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah.
Other big labels are on there, like Sub Pop's been on there for a very long time, for example, who are a huge label. But obviously they didn't grow on Bandcamp. Like Bandcamp's like secondary to them or whatever.
I mean, that's the whole reason I wanted to be on Dream Catalogue in the first place, because when it was in the scene when I was coming up, Dream Catalogue
like
was
the
capstone.
Right, and the point was Dream Cat, like especially in 2015-16, like the fact it grew out of Bandcamp was like a huge story, and they didn't even think about that, because again, like, these are the people who've got a fucking MySpace web design in 2021. Like they've got no idea what they're doing. And it's not just me who thinks this. Like when I went to meet people from Warp Records like years back, like we were talking about Bandcamp, and they said the same thing. Like they said, they've spoke to the people there and they just think they're like absolute morons basically. And they're just like, look at the shit that they do, like all the stupid fucking charity bullshit they push, like I mean, fucking
Bandcamp Friday, come the fuck.
Bandcamp, yeah, how many of those have there been?
Come the fuck on.
Bandcamp Friday, the fucking ridiculous news site that looks like fucking Pitchfork in 2004. Like everything about it is so stale and conservative. It's like so.
Bandcamp
antiquated.
Friday is a solution to a problem that they created.
Yeah. Man, I don't even know where to begin. It's just like, and it's like, am I just trying to tell a normal person, oh, you can buy my album on Bandcamp now? It's just like the name itself is ridiculous. Like even fucking Facebook,
honestly, I feel more
changing their name now.
Comfortable. I feel more comfortable recommending that someone download my fucking album on Soulseek rather than go to Bandcamp. And
See, Soulseek's a cool name. Like I'd rather say, new album out on Soulseek than fucking Bandcamp. Anyway, like I've addressed all these kind of complaints of Bandcamp loads of times before, but
it's just ridiculous.
So like basically like this company, like despite Dream Catalog's success, here's another way to put how successful Dream Cat was, like in the mid 2010s when Bandcamp was really making a name for itself. Like I think when Rain Temple dropped, it was probably like the highest grossing album on Bandcamp like that year potentially, or at least it must have been like up there, because I can't think of any other that sold that much vinyl. Like it helped create the culture of like tapes, vinyl, all this stuff, not just Dream Catalogue, but like the vaporwave scene as a whole, and everything that came out of it, like hard vapor, dream punk and so forth, all around that time period. Anyway, so this company have never like listened to me, never like spoken to me about anything. They don't care about growth, even though they have like this power over so many like independent artists and record labels. So do you think like this like stupid, antiquated, backwards company that exists in where are they based, like fucking Portland or somewhere, like some backwards town like that? It's like
Oakland, California.
Well, there you go, Oakland. So Bay Area.
The same district that brought you MC Hammer and Tupac also brought you Bandcamp.
Yeah, so it's just like Bay Area, like idiocy, basically. Just like Mark's.
Probably run by gangsters as well.
No, it's just run by fucking Mark Zuckerberg wannabes, basically. But like, at least Mark Zuckerberg's got, you know, the intelligence to change his fucking company name from Facebook to Meta. Whereas anyway, like, this is just turning into a rant against Bandcamp. But like, so 2.3 billion in 30 days, and that itself was down 22% from the last 30 days. So, you know, that's the NFT marketplace. So like, look at Pixelord, he's making an absolute killing on NFTs right now. People in music, I mean, like, there's music NFTs, like you can go on HEN and you can mint an MP3, but it's not quite the same thing. Like, imagine a Bandcamp, like a Web3 NFT version of Bandcamp, like how like significant that would be. And I'm not talking about a fucking MySpace web design Bandcamp, I'm talking about like something that's actually modern and, you know,
Fresh.
yeah, like, and it's bound to come along, like, you know, it's gonna happen. I'm surprised it hasn't already. Like, Audius tried to create a sort of like SoundCloud thing, but it didn't really work out, and, you know, maybe they could rethink what they're actually doing and, you know, create a sort of Bandcamp alternative that is based around NFTs and such.
The
like,
concept of Bandcamp.
Here's what you
It's
can do, right? Yeah, it's just, God, I'm so fucking tired. I just want
Need something fresh,
brand
something new.
Yeah, it's just horrible. Like,
Something that speaks to the future instead of speaking of the past.
like, if you could imagine like a sort of Bandcamp alternative where, say, like, you upload an album, you mint it, and you can like mint, say, like 100 copies, and then what happens with those 100 copies? You sell them to 100 people for, like, I don't know, let's just say like $20 each, right? Then those people can sell those. Like, they're not just like bits of data that are permitted by Bandcamp to download for as long as Bandcamp exists. They own those tokens that they can actually sell at a later date on the marketplace, like on the Web3 marketplace, and that's the difference maker. That's why the sales volume of NFTs is so high, because people are buying art and selling art. It's like, you know, but that could be music, and the fucking music NFT marketplace could be huge, but no, the one place that's got like complete power over everything right now have done absolutely nothing with NFTs, quite predictably. But that's the thing, like, you know, consider who these people are. Like, it's Bay Area, like, you know, leftists, I guess.
I actually found a picture of the fucking CEO of Bandcamp, and it never occurred to me just how fucking.
Oh, Ethan Diamond.
Yeah. Like, that is not an
And, you know,
attractive person.
yeah, they. I mean, there's no need to get into that kind of like.
No. What I'm
there's
saying
other
is,
like other people who work at Bandcamp too. It's not just Ethan Diamond. It's like the whole staff are just like these obnoxious like Bay Area freaks who just I don't know. I'm just gonna like, yeah.
No, but like, seriously, like, especially in the modern day, who a person is manifest in how they look. You know, when you see that's one thing about people expressing themselves more and more. You can tell who's a fucking whacked out nutter and who's got their head screwed on straight just by looking at them. So in that sense, it's kind of beneficial that, you know, all these idiots are kind of uncloaking themselves and making themselves obvious that, yes, you are an idiot, and yes, you did have the opportunity to revolutionize music for the last decade and a half, and yes, you did completely sleep on it, and you've wasted so much time that you've probably shot a lot of people's careers.
Yeah.
So
no, I think like literally like so many people on Bandcamp have had their like potential careers ruined. Because I look at like the indie stars of like the 2000s, and you know how much success they had compared to the ones in the 2010s, like us, other people you know, like not even people in our scene, just sort of similar kind of people, and how like the level of success hasn't been the same because Bandcamp have created this bubble, and it's like people don't see it because like they think, oh, I'm selling my music and it's so easy, I can upload it and sell it, and I only have to pay 15% fees, 10% fees or whatever. It's just people just can't think properly about
You
this
have to
shit,
pay, like-
and this is why
Yeah.
Bandcamp have a monopoly, because like people don't think about this shit. Just like we just really need like some Web3 type people to come along and shake things up. Like I mentioned earlier, like Audius tried, but they sort of fell on their face so far. Hopefully they can reinvent.
The
what
concept of
Audius is.
Audius was nice, but the execution was so fucking shit.
Yeah. No, I like I think you know what you really want now is a sort of like Spotify of sorts, like that kind of app where you've got the whole library of music at your fingertips. Like you don't want a fucking Bandcamp style website, no way. So you want that kind of like Spotify interface of sorts, but at the same time you want it to be based around like NFTs and shit. That is what would like completely revolutionize music. But yeah, for now we're stuck with fucking Bandcamp. Just the name pisses me off, Bandcamp.
What a pitiful
Awful.
mess we're in.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Hopefully not for
Well,
too much
let's-
longer. Like I think, you know, give it like another year. There's bound to be, you know, something's bound to come along. But for now, we have to use Bandcamp because that's just the standard.
Let's wash the disgusting taste of Bandcamp out of our mouths with a tune, shall we?
Yeah.
Alright.
What have we got?
You haven't written anything on the notes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's time for our renowned, heralded, diamond-encrusted demo segment. And I am personally really excited for this one because, well, usually on the demo segment, we check our inbox. We see what's coming in our inbox. We never thought to check the spam. And it turns out you guys have been sending demos to us, and they've been going straight to spam. So we're going to listen to everything that's in the spam inbox today. We're going to do a spam special, and we're going to see just what the hell you guys are sending us that's so bad that even fucking Google doesn't want to recommend it to us. What kind of shit have we got here? I'm hyped to get into this, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
spam demos? Like, okay.
So it says spam is deleted after 30 days, so I just wonder like how many fucking demos we've missed over the years because of this, because I've never thought about it before. You know, who
Yeah.
checks spam? But then I was just like...
My dad does.
Oh, yeah, of course your dad checks spam. It's probably the only place he gets an email, to be fair.
All right, so we've only got spam emails from the last 30 days, sadly, because of Google's shitty spam inbox rules. But we have got 12 spam emails here, and they're looking pretty promising.
So shall we start from the bottom up? So
Let's
October
start
the
from the
4th,
bottom.
Crisis Hotline.
DJ Shines On, Aphrodite Love Chat. And they literally just sent us a SoundCloud link, nothing else. Perfect. I don't even have to read anything. You don't even give me the opportunity to put on a silly accent.
Alright, and
And your track's deleted as well, so we'll get the fuck out of here nice and quick. I like it.
oh, so this is Clear Banshee, I think.
This is Clear Banshee.
Yeah. So we oh, so this is from 4 months ago.
Okay.
Oh, so we already listened
So-
to Clear Banshee, you know.
Yeah, but this is a different project. This is
No,
like a
it's
different...
not. It's the same thing. All right, next.
Okay.
So that wasn't a good start.
Grave Zone Clan Castles.
So
in
it
the
seems
Grave.
the common theme here is there's no tax, just a link, and that's why it's going to spam.
Yeah.
So all right, let's listen to Grave Zone Clan. Okay. You ready?
Okay.
Let's go.
Right, let's hear this. Castles in the Grave. Grave Zone Clan. Definitely on that Death Grip shit.
Death Grips.
Yeah, I'm getting Death Grip's influence on this, but also it just sounds proper fucking schizo.
Yeah, I was thinking it sounds like sort of a bit like Death's Dynamic Shroud, but metal version or something. I don't know.
Metal's Dynamic Shroud.
Yeah.
I'm willing to give them another track. This is a good start, I think. Let's hear something else from them. Let's hear "We're Famous Now, That Means We're Rapists." That sounds like a good song.
That's pretty good. Grave Zone Clan, is it? Yeah.
I'm rapping this.
Yeah, this is pretty insane. See, this is what you get in spam. This is pretty good.
No, I rate this. Shoutouts to Gravezone Clan. This shit's some duds. No, I rate this. We need to get these guys. We need to grab these guys.
Alright, I'll forward it to your email.
Yes.
You can have them for Banshee Island or something if you
Well, I got SIM card style gang. I'm getting Gravezone Clan too. I'm setting up my empire of hypermodern insanity. I'm placing my pieces on the board right now. This will be my bishop.
Alright, that's enough of that. Alright, do you want me to forward you their email then? So you've got it.
Hell yeah.
For
That's the good
Banshee
shit. I
Island.
want that. I want that on Banshee
There you
Island.
go.
I want it on right now.
You know what? I'm gonna whack Futuro Buzziano in there and see what they think.
Oh, you're gonna undermine me and go straight to Bud Summit?
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, if you brought back Banshee Island as a sort of challenger to a Futuro Buzziano, it could really, you know, create a sort of Coke versus Pepsi dynamic.
Mm.
Anyway,
You know what?
next demo.
I just might.
Go on. read
Bless
the demo.
up, great label. I'm Archangel Mikhail. My dream is work with you artists and release my beats, instrumental and making new. Can send my 7 blessed album for listen. I see and feel you jump from my sound. Spotify to represent you team. And he's actually
No
written
idea
it
what
like
he's gonna say there.
he's written it in several different languages here. He said that he educates with
Arigato.
Asia books, whatever that means.
Yeah.
If I don't know if anyone out here educates with Asia books. Label Bentley
The
Record.
2021 is...
My fresh single in New York.
I love this guy already. Okay.
I have stability, logic, vision, and heave logic for results. It's great technical support studio. Alright, let's just listen.
Oh, let's get into this. Oh no. Oh no. Michael, don't let me down. Michael, please.
Come on, let's listen. Give him a chance. Oh.
Michael, no. Michael, no.
Hold on. Let's just wait for the drop, shall we?
I've got a bad feeling about it. Those 808 drums are going to come in. And the wah wah's going to be played.
Man, you're just giving it away. That was kind of in tune. Hold on, that was in tune.
Yes! This is the remix! This is the remix! This is what we need! That is the best remix I have ever heard.
So, this guy's called Michael, but he didn't really sound much like a Michael. He sounded like a girl, I guess. Yeah. Or was it a remix or something? Shall we? He linked. Shall we listen to Kush Future? See what that's like.
Kush Future.
Yeah, Future Bouncy. This isn't trap. It's Future Bounce. Whatever that is. See, this is better than trap.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
I guess it's that kind of fucking post-nightcore scene shit, I don't know, whatever they call it these days. Like that GRRL used to come on, was after NCS.
Ew, that hat is awful. Ew, that hat is awful.
You're not feeling it?
Ew, that hi-hat, just listen to that hi-hat. It's literally just a stock 808.
Well, I don't mind stock sounds, personally.
Yeah, but it's like way too loud in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
No,
let's
Michael, you've let me down.
It's too 2010s, to be honest. I don't want to listen to that. Alright, next.
Yeah. Dear sir, I am Bruce from ULK Mold Go Limited. We specialize in design and manufacturing plastic die casting mold.
Alright, so
that
was actual spam. Alright, let's right, here we go.
Oh, this is the Mumbai guy. I get to put on the Indian accent and it gets to actually fit. Okay, I've got to do a really good one for him. Okay.
Why don't we? Why don't you? Okay, you going right into it. I was gonna say, why don't you do the Osho accent for him?
That's a good call. Okay, dear sir, I hope you're doing well. I'm Manushka, a singer/songwriter and producer based in Mumbai. I have just
let's do it. That's gonna take like literally 5 minutes.
My debut single, Song of the Seas.
Just do a classic Indian accent for us, please.
Listen to my bloody single. Listen to it now. What are you waiting for?
Right, let's listen to this.
Let's listen to an Indian
Song of the Seas by Anushka. Oh, hold on, it's a girl. It's not even a guy.
R&B and soul.
You did a fucking.
Alright, let's hear this out. Okay.
That's a very American sounding Indian.
Well, she's probably this American. Oh wait, didn't she say Mumbai?
She said Mumbai.
Oh yeah.
And she's got a video out on YouTube and everything. Is this legit? Is this actually an Indian?
Well, it's from an Indian email, yeah.
Okay, but it might be from an Indian call center that's like forwarding it on to us.
No, I think it's just someone sending a demo to a random email.
I'll be honest, I was waiting for the trombone.
Trombone. No, I didn't mind it, to be honest. It was okay for what it was. Obviously, it's not.
Those drums ruined it for me. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
those drums were just so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a fan of that at all. Stinky.
All right, next.
Okay. Let's see here. What's next? Argota Blur, if you haven't heard it yet. Well, I've heard the band Blur, but I haven't heard Argota's Blur. Oh,
no
this
link,
is a
just
fucking business email.
it was
not
just
interested.
fucking. Whatever.
Fucking MailChimp default send out. No
Yeah.
effort, no nothing.
Get
No.
out. Okay.
Send me a
let's
sound
try
cloud.
Lil Walter.
Lil Walter. Wait, phone number? This guy gave us his phone number?
Yeah. Lil Walter gave us his phone number. All right.
Well, we
let's-
can't read that out on the air, quite clearly, and that's all he put in his fucking thing. So let's get into the track.
All right. So Snow Dog, he's called. Let's listen to this.
All right, Snow Dog.
Yo, Pierre, you wanna come out here?
Not a champ. Hey,
Man, I fucking lost the.
You lost the Wawa?
Yeah. Hold on.
She said she love me, but I think I don't. I just wanna get the bread.
No, it's just. I'm so sick of trap, honestly. God's sake.
No. Snow Dog, your homies in the ghetto might be bumping that, but I ain't bumping that.
No. Alright, next.
Flexbet, go in just mit den besten Quoten. Bis
Okay, so that's just-
€100 in
just
Zeilen
spam.
und der Krachus Brandenreich.
Alright, so it seems
And
the
all-
rest are just like real spam now, so we can move on to the classic demos.
Back to the safe territory. Back
Right.
to the where things are comfortable and comfy. And we've got Michael Coolan easing us in with a gentle song called Return of the Weed Lord. I'm sure this song will be just pleasant.
Jesus Christ. This is pretty demented.
This is nuts.
So the funny thing is, it says on the info here that it took years to make this. Apparently,
Years.
yeah. Like, read this. It says this album is very emotional for me throughout high school, and directly afterwards, I spent all my time making this, doing hood rat shit with my friends. Those are the days. Now I'm 21. It took me years to make a version of this that I was happy releasing. And this is the final product, I suppose.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
Get
it's,
this guy on fucking Dreamcat right now. Yes.
Yeah, this is pretty so.
Larare Aberdeen finally has competition. I love it. Oh, I feel this.
Yeah, that's some
Yeah.
Futuro Baziano / Banshee Island shit, I think, to be honest. I'll
When the demo was starting, I saw you tabbing over to the fucking trombone for a second. I saw you thinking about it.
It was because of the 808s, but yeah, it wasn't trombone worthy for sure.
You gave it a chance, and now you like it.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna forward that to you and but some of that.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Michael Coolan. That was pretty cool.
Alright. Let's try this one.
Hi, my name is Gustavo Rafael Coolio. I am music producer. I have more than 505... Wait, did we do this guy last week?
Oh yeah, it's the fucking
We did this guy.
piano guy, yeah. Alright, that's
Fucking music library cunt. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Guy's
Don't
still
give me a
looking
chance.
to release his library of piano ditties, I guess.
Fuck off.
Alright, let's try this one.
Hi, can you release ambient EP? It's only 7 tracks. Come on, I know you gotta release my ambient EP. It's really cool.
Alright, pick a tune.
Okay, we've only got two. We've got View from the Outside or Sky Memory. I'm gonna go for Sky Memory. That might be the saddest trombone ever. You see, I was getting ready to trombone this. And now that I've given it about a minute, I'm still ready to trombone it.
You wanna hit the trombone?
Yeah. The only time when music like that is acceptable is if it's 2002 and that's in the background of a Newgrounds Flash game.
Yeah, it's pretty Newgrounds Flash game.
I expect to be connecting a dial-up over AOL 9 anytime soon.
Yeah, oh god, don't want to listen to that. Sorry.
Yeah, so it's 50. It's that's 20 years old now.
Yeah.
That kind of music's just.
Next.
I am very happy to share with you my debut album, Black Aurora, which finally released on all digital platforms. Listen here. Listen here, you little shit.
Alright,
Listen to my fucking Jones.
Mira or Myra or however the fuck.
This guy looks a little bit quite intense, to be honest.
Yeah, it looks like a bit of a moody cunt.
Yeah.
Okay.
How would you describe his picture then for the listeners?
So it's dream punk guy in a hoodie, but instead of it being like a guy in a hoodie, it looks like fucking grayscale of Normus Reedus from Death Stranding.
And he's staring a hole through you.
Yeah, like he's like got the most intense stare, and he's just staring like right at you.
Alright, Pikachu.
That's how I describe his profile picture. Let's listen to Lazarus.
Lazarus.
I'll give you a moment.
I mean, it is 7 minutes long.
Okay, come on, you've got to do something interesting. There we go, that's something.
Here we go. I'm feeling a bit Newgrounds Flash game on this one as well, to be honest.
Yeah, this is definitely Newgrounds Flash game territory. What is it with all these early 2000s ass sounding demos?
Yeah.
I thought this was the kind of shit we'd find in the spam, to be honest. Like all this kind of like, ugh, no. Get
That was
the
in tune
fuck
again.
outta here.
Listen.
Hell yeah. If we can
Well, what's
remix
going on
your
with this tune? It's getting all over the place.
I'm sorry, I can't.
Yeah.
Just those sims are shit.
Yeah,
Even if the
that
drum
was,
progression's going nuts, those sims are fucking...
Yeah. Okay.
Italian electronic star Aga teams with Liverpool synthwave to make some shit that we don't care about. Get the fuck out of here. You didn't give us a SoundCloud link. Stop sending us your fucking MailChimp mail out to a demos inbox.
Yeah, this is a pretty bad mail out too, because it's literally like 12 paragraphs of text and then like the tiniest little link at the bottom that you don't even fucking notice. That's just abysmal. Right. Okay, next. Go on.
Oi, Shima, here's a track for you. Either like it or suck balls.
Short and to the point. Okay.
To the point. Let's find out if I'm going to be sucking any balls tonight.
Alright.
Getting Quark Espresso vibes off of this.
Yeah, it's got that too.
Yeah, definitely on that Quark Espresso type shit. You know what? I'm gonna put my cards on the table here, and I'm gonna do something that I don't often do. I'm gonna call you out, motherfucker. Quark Espresso, this is you. You're just using a smurf. I'm calling you out. Your production's too unique to not be spotted out immediately, dude. I think this is him.
What's the voice saying? Lemons? What? Let's try and decipher this. Right, let's do this one again. I don't think it's Quark Espresso. I'm gonna keep listening. Right.
It sounds just like him.
I mean, it's like one of the weirdest things I've heard in a while. That's for sure.
It's
right. Stop speaking over it. I want to hear what it's actually saying. Hold on. What's that?
I definitely heard watch there.
Orange. Orange.
It's certainly unique.
Yeah, I mean it does sound a bit like Quark Espresso, that's for sure. But I don't think it is Quark Espresso. So either you like it or suck balls. Which one was it?
Guess I'm sucking balls.
I kind of liked it, but
it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But it was like what was
weird.
it? It was like just like
yeah, it's pretty weird. Yeah. All right. So we got one from Char here. So obviously he's released a single with us in the past.
Yeah, we've done business with Char before.
Yeah,
one of the greatest Char tracks of all time.
So Char's the French tanks guy, but I you know his name Char, and then it's got all the Japanese text. I'm not actually sure what that is, so I'm gonna actually translate that right now because I've never translated it before. So it's French tank. So his name's literally Char French tank. So what's the Char part? I don't get that.
I don't know.
And why would you put French tank in Japanese? Why wouldn't you do like hold on
in French?
Let me yeah, that's what yeah. Let me see what French tank is in French. Like if I were you, Char, I would just like do a big rebrand.
Just go all in on your French nature.
Yeah, what's French on here? Hold on.
The French. Oh, it's going A to Z through the columns like lengthwise.
Right, yeah, I got it. So, Char Français. Oh, so that's what Char is. So Char Français is French tank.
So it's tank French tank. That's his name.
Let's listen.
Char Français.
Char Français. Yeah, so I'm gonna call you Char Français from now on.
I'm gonna call you tank French tank.
Tank
okay,
French
tank.
Yeah,
tank
yeah
French
I think you should rebrand yourself. Just call yourself Char Français. That's
This
just
was
got a
supposed
nice.
to be,
That's got a good vibe to it, I think.
yeah. This is supposed to be a Halloween-themed VHS comp for a few years back, but the label decided to pull the song after trying to cancel me for some stupid joke. Fortunately for them, the video size was 666 megabytes, and shortly after pulling the song, the whole label went under, and the VHS never happened.
Nice. So I guess he got cancelled, so he's on his way.
So
to
you're literally
Catalogue.
fucking cursing us right now. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Tank, French Tank. Let's hear what you got. Definitely got a vibe to it.
Yeah, I'm liking it.
No, I'm rating this too, actually. Dark and spooky. Rich. There's a lot going on here. You see, this song exemplifies the difference between rich ambient and cheap ambient. You can hear the difference. Yeah, no, I really like this. This is great.
Yeah. See, I was trying to make this point in the call the other day, because, like, I was talking. That's a nice, cool little change, though.
Where you going with this?
No, yeah, this is really good. I'd say this is one of the best demos we've had in weeks, actually.
Yeah, this is fantastic. I gotta wait for the build.
Actually, you know what?
Don't pause it, the build's coming. I wanna wait for this build to finish.
Well, that's the thing. I wanna save that for a single. So if people want to hear it, they're gonna have to wait for the full single.
Oh,
See what
man! Come on, dude!
You gotta wait. You gotta wait. So
Shit,
so in
dude.
regards to ambient music, right? I was speaking to Nicole about this. Like, he was saying about his Gateway Azure album. You know, that's just like really simple music. And I said, yeah, it may be simple, but it's like the style of it is what's important. Because like anyone can like pull out a keyboard and hold down a chord or whatever for like 10 minutes. That's not hard. It's not hard to make ambient music. What's hard about ambient music is making it like good, basically. It's like that's the difference. You know, you gotta have like a sort of vision and an ear for ambient music if you want to make it good. And that was sounding pretty stellar to me. So yeah, I'm gonna
we're gonna get that
to our, that's gonna go to our main email and come out as a single, I reckon.
It's been a while since we actually had someone accepted from the demos.
But you know what? I really think Shaw should drop the Japanese from his name and just like, you know, come into the new.
Yeah,
era.
we've released stuff from French Tank before. Hell, we even interviewed.
How
him.
many?
So
I don't know, though, 'cause like I guess he's on the algorithm and shit now, isn't he? But let me type Shaw in on Spotify.
yeah, I mean, does anything even come up?
See,
I mean,
no,
if not-
I can't even find him on Spotify. Like, first thing
Well,
that
here's
comes
the
up
perfect
is
chance to rebrand
Charlotte
then.
DeWitt and then Charlie XCX.
Well, then here's the
Adele
perfect
comes up before fucking. So yeah, I can't even.
Yeah.
So
It's
is
perfect chance
single
to just-
on Dreamcast was like, what is it, Nouveau something or other? I can't remember.
Nouveau Life.
Nouveau. No, here it is. Nouvelle Avenir. So no, it's not even on the. Oh, there it is. Oh, Lavant Shaw. It comes up as.
Levant Shaw is a better name than Shaw Japanese characters.
Yeah.
Why don't you just call yourself Tank French Tank? That's actually a better name.
Tank French.
All in English.
Yeah,
Tank French Tank.
I think what was it? Shaw Francais. I quite like that. Or Levant Shaw. I don't know. What's Levant? Is that a French word?
I don't know. You'd have to. Listen, we don't have time to fucking read
We don't.
French Tank guy's name.
So
Levant
is before. So I guess before tanks. I don't know.
Before tanks.
Hold on. Let me type Levant Shaws. Washing tanks.
L'avant-char.
L'avant-char. See, I really like French. It's one of my favorite.
L'avant-char.
L'avant-char. See, that's a good
language
name.
Of romance and love and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, I think Shaw should become l'avant-char.
I think Shaw needs to put out a debut album and surprise everyone with just how fucking good he is.
Yeah. Let's pick up more with Shaw soon. Anyway, you know what? To sign us out, let's listen to Nouvelle Avenue, the Dream Catalogue single from 2020. Shall we?
Until next week, peace.
Oh, and you steal my line there. Until next week, peace. And don't forget
See
to
ya!
sign up to Evolve Mag, patreon.com/Evolve Mag
Evolve
UK.
Mag. Yeah.
Man, let me Evolve Mag UK on Patreon. Alright, until next week, peace.
Fumigène lancé.